Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. ABC recently revealed that the Bachelorette would not be returning soon, and Jenn Tran has responded. Jenn made her TV debut on Joey Graziadei's season of The Bachelor. She piqued his interest on the first night when she arrived at the Bachelor house in a go-kart rather than a limousine, emphasizing her upbeat demeanor. Joey liked Jenn, but he recognized she wasn't his type and rejected her before hometown dates. Jenn was heartbroken to go since she adored Joey and hoped to be one of his hometown roses. Joey delivered his final rose to Kelsey Anderson, but Jenn received the next best thing. Though most Bachelor Nation fans expected the Bachelorette to be Daisy Kent or Maria Jorgis, Jenn was announced as the next franchise's protagonist. She would be the first Asian American franchise lead. Season 21 of The Bachelorette concluded with Jenn handing her final rose to Devin Strader. ABC canceled the show after the romance exploded. Devin appeared confident in his feelings from the moment he walked out of the limousine on the first night of The Bachelorette Season 21. He was completely focused on Jenn. He tried everything to garner her attention, including disturbing her time with other men. His aggressive techniques made the other men despise him, but he got what he wanted. Jenn eventually narrowed it down to Devin and 31-year-old Marcus Sjoberg, but Mark, unlike Devin, was unsure of his sentiments, so Jenn sent him home. Jenn turned the tables and proposed to Devin, who accepted. The romance ended almost immediately, and they had already split up by the time The Bachelorette Season 21 final aired. Jenn's past included picking men who weren't particularly interested in her, but now she was chosen a man who nearly passionately wanted her. Jenn said during the Bachelor Season 21 final that Devin had distanced himself following the proposal, which surprised everyone. Jenn was asked about ABC's decision to postpone Season 22 of The Bachelorette in an exclusive People interview. Jenn attributed it to inadequate scheduling options. The Bachelorette does usually air in the summer when people are traveling. I heard that it doesn't do as well as The Bachelor, which airs in the fall, where people are home and ready to watch TV, said Jenn. She went on to express her wish that the network would give the next Bachelorette a better time slot. Jenn did not address the ratings issue, but she must feel awful about being the final Bachelorette. It's understandable that she'd be concerned that ABC had canceled the show after Jenn's season ended so horribly. On the other hand, her notion about the show airing in the summer rather than the fall is a plausible reason. Following Deadline's story that production on the franchise had been halted, host Jesse Palmer spoke on YouTube's Playing the Field podcast to confirm that The Bachelorette would return someday. The good news is that I know it won't go away. I know it's definitely coming back, Jesse stated. With the popularity of The Golden Bachelor, The Golden Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise, the field is crowded and The Bachelorette may continue to battle for a time slot. It was a crisp spring day when the news broke. ABC, the network synonymous with reality television, had announced that The Bachelorette would not be returning for its anticipated 22nd season. The revelation sent shockwaves through Bachelor Nation, a fan base that had become accustomed to the annual cycles of love, drama, and tears. Fans poured onto social media with their theories, emotions, and questions. Why was the show, which had given rise to so many couples and countless memorable moments, taking a hiatus? Was it permanent? Was this the end of a beloved franchise? And, of course, there was Jenn Tran. Jenn, who had made her mark on The Bachelor during Joey Graziadei's season, was already a household name within the Bachelor Nation universe. After her season as the first Asian American lead of The Bachelorette, her journey had been nothing short of tumultuous. Though her season had ended on a rocky note with a broken engagement and a proposal that never fully materialized, Jenn had quickly become a symbol of resilience and strength for many fans. When the news reached Jenn, she wasn't shocked, Perhaps because, deep down, she had been wondering whether the show would continue after what had transpired in her season. Still, she couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment. She had worked hard to carry the mantle as the Bachelorette, but with the franchise now on pause, Jenn was left to contemplate the future of the show that had brought her so much heartache, and she absent-mindedly twirled a pen in her hand as she stared out the window, the sunlight flickering through the trees outside. Her journey had been one of contradictions, bright moments juxtaposed with profound pain, but ultimately it had been a path of discovery, both of herself and of what she wanted in love. She remembered the first night of The Bachelor, the go-kart entrance, the laughter, the nerves, the thrill of making an impression. It had been so long ago, yet it felt as fresh as ever. Joey had been charmed by her quirky spirit, but he hadn't seen her as his person. She had known, deep down, that it wouldn't work out between them, but she had given herself fully to the process, hoping for a connection that might blossom into something more. When Joey eliminated her before hometown dates, Jenn's heart had shattered. She had seen potential with him, felt something special. She had believed she could be the one. But as time went on, Jenn realized that love was never meant to be forced. Her time on The Bachelor had taught her the importance of being true to herself, no matter how difficult the circumstances were. The real turning point came when ABC announced that she would be the next Bachelorette. Jenn had been both surprised and deeply honored, but she knew she had big shoes to fill. As the first Asian American lead, her role was significant. Her representation mattered. She wasn't just playing a part in a television show. She was opening doors for those who hadn't had a chance to see someone who looked like them in the spotlight. It was a weight she carried with grace, but the pressure was there nonetheless. When she began filming The Bachelorette, the excitement in her heart was palpable. There were moments when she believed this could be the start of something beautiful. She had seen the chemistry between her and the men vying for her heart. But as time went on, something didn't feel right. Devin Strader, the man who had come in with such confidence and determination, started to cloud her judgment. Devin had been the one. From the first moment he walked out of the limo, Jenn had been captivated by him. His intense focus on her was flattering. But there was something unsettling about how he focused solely on her while disrupting the relationships with the other men. It was a strategy, one that worked. It rattled the other contestants, but it had caught Jenn's attention. Despite the awkwardness, she felt herself drawn to Devin. He wasn't perfect, but his persistent desire to win her over spoke volumes to her. When the show narrowed down to a final two, Devin and Marcus Sjoberg, Jenn had to make a choice. Marcus, a quieter soul, wasn't as assertive. While he was kind and thoughtful, Jenn couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't entirely sure of his feelings for her. The decision was made. She sent Marcus home, and the final came down to her and Devin. In a shocking turn of events, Jenn turned the tables on the traditional proposal. She dropped to one knee, offering Devin her final rose. His initial shock quickly melted into acceptance, and he said yes. The proposal was a moment of sheer emotion for both of them. But as fans would soon learn, the fairy tale didn't last. The romance between Jenn and Devin unraveled almost immediately after the cameras stopped rolling. Devin, who had seemed so confident in his love for Jenn, distanced himself following the proposal. The shockwaves were felt across the Bachelor Nation. Jenn's season had started with such promise, but ended in heartbreak and confusion. By the time the season final aired, it was clear that Jenn's journey had not led her to the love she had hoped for. Devin was no longer in the picture. Their relationship had ended just as quickly as it had started, leaving Jenn to process everything on her own. In the aftermath of her season, Jenn retreated from the public eye. She had given everything to the show and had come up empty-handed. While the ratings for her season had been solid, the public reception was mixed. Many were saddened by the way things ended with Devin, but others couldn't help but feel disillusioned by the entire spectacle. Jenn had given so much of herself, and it seemed as though she had received little in return. The cancellation of The Bachelorette after her season left fans with more questions than answers. Why had the show been put on hold? What did this mean for future seasons of The Bachelor and its spin-offs? Jenn, now a familiar face in Bachelor Nation, was one of the first to be asked about the cancellation. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any updates.